Ah, hello, travelers. How are you all doing today? Ye blessings. Thank you so much for pressing the play button. Please feel free to stay and to join the others. The mathematical wizards will restore your energy while you are here to learn. It is so great to have you. I am Johnny, your host with HomeCountry Mathematics. I truly appreciate you. Let's learn some maths, shall we? Ah, ye wonderful learning individuals. It is a pleasure. Okay. I have some work for you. Don't worry. It'll be easy. Let me do a quick snippet. All right. Here we go. Now, what I'm going to get you guys and gals to do is to answer each question. I am going to give you the answer. So I recommend you pause the video, challenge yourself to pick which one. Remember, here's my tip and trick. Tips and tricks for doing multiple choice type questions. This is the solution. What you do is you throw away 2 wrong answers. Throw away 2 answers that just don't make sense, and then you're left with 2 choices to pick from. So the odds of you picking the correct answer is now 50-50. Isn't that great? Okay. First answer. Second. Whoops. Here, yes. Okay. Number 47. Number 48. Whoops! I'm so silly. That was the wrong one. Recall that a cube is a three-dimensional shape. Good job, everyone. Okay. Let us continue on. So, we are moving on to section 1-2. Isn't that great? Finally, we are seeing some light. But first, let's do some skill testing questions for fun. Okay, the question is 10 subtract 3.24. All right. Setup is key. Now recall, one of our numbers is a floating point decimal, and the other number is a whole number. But we can turn our whole number into also a floating point decimal. I am going to set it up. A whole number, the decimal is there. We don't place it there. It is known that it is there. So, with addition, subtraction, you always, when you're adding and subtracting decimal values, always line up the decimals. The decimal is here on our 3.24. This is what I mean by lining up your decimals. .24. And subtract. Now what do we do up here? Well, that's easy. I call these place filler zeros. Place filler zeros. And it's that easy. Okay, we're going to have to do a little bit of borrowing. Because when you're subtracting, it is really easy to subtract when the number above is larger than the number below. As you can see, 6 is greater than 0. But we have a number 0 over 4. It's very impossible for us to subtract this way, is it not? So we have to do what is called borrowing. As you can see, we have a bunch of zeros, but that's okay. If you learn how to just ignore decimals and just think of these as whole numbers, you're making your life so much easier. So I'm going to look at this here as the number 100. We are going to borrow from 100, which means we're borrowing 1. 100 minus 1 makes our number 99. We give that 1 to our 0. Now our 0 is a 10. Isn't that great? Ten take away 4 is 6. That's why I have this down here, because it makes quick work for solving your mathematical problems. What numbers added together equal to 10? Just memorize 5 and 5, 6 and 4, 7 and 3, 8 and 2, 9 and 1. 5 and 5, 6 and 4, 7 and 3, 8 and 2, 9 and 1. You get the idea. These numbers always come in pairs. Always. 6. This is great. Now we have a larger number above our 2. Perfect. 9 take away 2 is 7. Bringing our decimal down, remember, we're lining up our decimals. This 9 is right here. Our 10 doesn't exist anymore. 9 take away 3 is 6. Now I can do this quickly on a calculator. Just to show you. 10 subtract 3.24 equals 6.67. Wasn't that easy? Certainly was. Let's do another. $1.04 times 4.3. Okay. So recall when we were adding and subtracting decimal numbers, we always lined up our decimal, correct? Well, when you're multiplying, you don't need to. Let's set up our problem. 1.04 4.3. Now recall, when you are multiplying numbers, it does not matter which order you place numbers that are being multiplied together, because you'll always get the same answer. It doesn't matter which side or whether a number is on top or on the bottom, because it's multiplication. All right, so what we do line up when we're multiplying are the last two digits. Okay? The reason I chose this one, because we only have 2 digits. The reason I chose this one to be on the bottom is what I mean, is because it has 2 digits. Let's continue. I highly recommend that you have your multiplication table or times table memorized. You'll be able to solve your mathematical problems quickly, effectively, and efficiently. You may even be faster than your peers. Wouldn't that be awesome? Good luck. All right, 4 times 3. We begin with the 1. Well, this is technically the tens place. Tenths place. Okay? It's said as tenths because it's the first value after the decimal. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. There we go. So we basically start with this number, multiply it by this one, then we multiply it by that one, and lastly that one. Now that we're done with the 3, we can move on with this number. Because now we are in the ones place, we need that place filler. Okay? Let us continue. Same procedure. 4 times 4, then 4 times 0, then lastly 4 times 1. 4 times 4 is 16. Carrying the 1, 4 times 0 is 0, because any value multiplied by 0 is always 0. Plus 1 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Be careful of your positioning of your numbers. Because we are multiplying, the sign that goes with multiplication is plus. Simple addition, 2 plus 0 is 2, 6 plus 1 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4. Nothing to add here, we just bring it down. Now, how do we figure out the decimals? That is easy. To figure out where the decimal goes on our answer, this is how you do it. I call it upside down leapfrogging. It's funny because who leapfrogs upside down? That's silly. All right, we begin on the right side of our number. We have 2 jumps. Now the 4.3. As you can see, the 4.3 only has 1 jump. 2 plus 1 is 3. This is how many jumps we have for our answer. Always begin from the right side. 1, 2, 3. That's where our decimal goes. Let me confirm the answer for you. 4.3 multiplied by 1.04. Again, it's multiplication. It doesn't matter which order. 4.472. That is it for this video. I will continue doing more because we need more practice for the next lesson. Great job! I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.